Hi guys, it's Erin. Today's project is super fun. First, we're starting with an unboxing. The folks at Vego Gardens, they sent out, you can probably see it here, this really interesting new product. It's EZCube Self-Watering Planter. This particular one is a 21 by 48 size. And we get to put it together and try it out for the season, and I am super stoked to bring you guys along to see how this works. The reason why this particular item is really exciting to me is because I've talked about it before. My goal this year is to really put some effort into having my vegetable garden be a vegetable garden again. And this should help. With the farm as it is, I have almost no time to do anything other than flowers. This should be ideal for someone super busy like I am, because self-watering is just that. One of the biggest things that I struggle with out in my veggie garden is that it's not hooked up to any kind of drip irrigation, and I completely forget to water, and it can go quite a while. I know the Seattle area has a reputation for rain, and we like to keep it that way. But in the actual summer, like late June through August, it's pretty darn dry. And if I go too long forgetting to water things, I kill vegetables all the time. My field has drip irrigation, so I don't have to worry about it out there. But the gardens that we set up, we did not think about it at the time and didn't set up a drip system, so they get kind of neglected. Totally my fault, but it is what it is. So I'm hoping that this will make a difference in being able to have some of those vegetables that are so important to me right now. I'm going to get this opened up and set up. It says that it's easy setup, so we're going to take a look and see. And then I'll talk you through some of the features of this, and then we'll get it all planted up and see how it does for the season. I really am excited about this. Okay, let's get this open. Oh, there's the book. Okay, let's get everything out and then we'll go for it. I think this is the water, the moisture gauge. Okay, let's take a look at assembly. Attach the legs. There we go. Okay, got the feet on. What's next? This guy. There we go. And that's it. Pretty easy. The longest part of it was putting the screws in on the legs. Man, this is cool. Super cool. Easy. It looks really durable. Short little legs down there. Initially I thought I wanted, you can get this on legs up high. I thought that I wanted that, but I think this is even better actually, because sitting on my deck right here, we have a nice view, especially when all the flowers are in bloom. And if this was up higher, it would block that. So we like to sit out here in the sun in the afternoon in the summertime. So one of the things we talked about, so as I was putting this together, you saw underneath of this is a reservoir. It's open. So the water, when we water this, it'll sit down in there and you can see all these little holes that the water will come up through. And here, right here is a water gauge. And this is where it gets filled, and it'll show me as it fills up, and I'll show you when we do actually fill it. It shows you when it's at max and then when it needs to be refilled. It'll walk it. That's pretty exciting. So the reservoir down here is pretty good sized for holding all the water. It's just a matter of making sure that I look at this every so often and make sure that we're not completely out of water. And then this guy over here is the water level regulator. And I can adjust this. Let me show you. I can adjust this depending on how much water we want to have in here, which is super exciting. There's one other thing, this air ease vent, there's one on this side and on this side that allows oxygen to get down into where the water is, which also allows more oxygen to get to the root of the plants. It will encourage better root health in general, because if it's just stagnant water down there, it's not quite as healthy as if there's actual air that gets down in there. Roots of plants need oxygen just like anything else. So this guy, it's pretty tough. It's good, solid plastic material. It feels like it can handle quite a lot. So we're going to fill it up here in a minute and talk through and just see how much soil it needs and how it does with all the weight on it. Let me fill this up and then we'll walk through some of those other features again. I wanted to show you before we fill it up, the bottom of this thing, because this is underneath it here. You saw those cones that are right here that leaves a reservoir, and it was a good size reservoir underneath it here. So we'll be able to put quite a good amount of water inside of this container to maintain the moisture level in here, which is really exciting. I'm really looking forward to this. I can't even express how much I'm looking forward to it. Got her all filled up. It took about 1.5 of these. It's a 3 cubic foot compressed bag of raised bed soil. So about 4.5 cubic feet of soil, which is plenty. The soil reservoir here is about 12 inches deep, so these should have plenty of room. So let's look at what I'm planting in here. I'm going to put 2 tomatoes. One is this sun sugar. It's indeterminate, which means, and it's a cherry tomato, which means it's going to grow and grow and grow and get huge. And then this other one is a bush early girl, which is determinate. It's gonna grow to one size and stop and stay there. Hi Winston, coming to visit. I'm also gonna I have 2 different kinds of parsley, so that's easy access. Oh, hi buddy. Oh, there's Izzy too. I have all the dogs come to visit. And then this tricolor sage, I thought it was really pretty, and I actually use a good amount of sage. So this is perennial, but I'll leave it in here and see how it does. We may end up moving it out after this season, depending on how this looks. Some good old basil. It's actually maybe a little early in the season to be putting basil in outside, but this guy's been hardened off for a while, and the weather is supposed to get pretty darn nice here in the next week or so. So I'm gonna risk it. Worst case scenario is I need to go get another one. And then the last one we're gonna put in here is a Spanish lavender. Now, lavender does get pretty big, so it won't take very long. By the end of this season, I'll be moving that guy out into the garden somewhere. But I'm super looking forward to this. Okay, I'm gonna get these in the soil. So the other thing that I did was I just spread some starter fertilizer in there to get them going, but that's about it. Super simple. Man, I'm excited about this. So cool. Okay, let me get these planted real quick. I think there's actually 2 plants in here. Yep, I'm gonna dig it pretty deep. Take off the bottom leaves and bury it. It'll give it more of a chance to grow roots up on the stalk, which is always helpful. The sage. Oh, looks good. That lavender smells so good. Same as with the other one. I always pull off the bottom few leaves and then bury it all the way up so that all this stem, the tomato will put roots out from the stem. So I'll make sure to bury it good and deep. It'll make it stronger all the way around. So I always water freshly planted plants from above. I'll also fill up the reservoir, but to just make sure they're all settled in, I'm gonna water them from above also. Just to give them a good start while the pot figures out how to get all the soil moist. So for this initial watering, I'm going to leave this gauge all the way up because we're not supposed to get any rain for like a week. So I want to make sure to fill it all the way up and then give it a chance to soak up all of this moisture into the soil and then to keep it topped off. If it's going to rain a whole lot for, a week or 2 or whatever, I'm going to turn it so that it doesn't hold on to water for a super long time because it'll just waterlog the plants. But holding it up like this right now so that it does maintain the moisture will be good while it's dry out. Okay, now let's get this filled. I want to see how this gauge works. I'm pretty excited. I know I keep saying it, but I really, really am. This is so cool. I'm stoked. Do you see this? It's showing exactly how we filled it up. It took quite a lot of water. I filled it up from that side and this side and made sure that both sides were completely full. There is that the hose in between the two to make sure the water gets to both sides, but it just made it faster, at least for the initial fill up. So just to reiterate some of the really cool things about this, the self-watering, obviously, and this gauge, I'm looking forward to seeing how well it does to tell me when I need to refill it. Really super important for me because I'm so stinking busy. This is probably really good for, beginner gardeners who are a little nervous, don't know necessarily when to water, if they don't know if they're going to overwater or underwater. And the plants generally tend to, once this is all set up and going, the plants know how much water they want and they'll take it as they need it for the most part. So it takes some of that guesswork out of there. Busy people like me, just because I forget. I get so busy doing other things that I completely forget and neglect my veggie garden. So this should help. It's also a water saver, so you're not overwatering, you're not wasting water. It's fill it up and it'll take the water that it needs. Otherwise, it'll just sit there. It's possible you could use this indoors too if you wanted to. I obviously have enough space outside that I don't need to, but this would be really good if you have just a balcony deck that you could put this on, and you could fit quite a lot of plants in there. So so the self-watering, the aeration with the air access into the soil, into the water, is really, really good for root health on the plants. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that works to benefit this. It's an air ease vent. So the built-in reservoir we talked about already, it's pretty deep. So I suspect that it'll be a week. I'm hoping we'll keep an eye on it and monitor it, but I'm hoping to get a good week in between waterings for this. The water gauge here. And then the other thing is that, like I said, if it's going to be super rainy for a couple of weeks, I will turn that out so that it doesn't hold too much water. It'll drain out whatever it needs to. If it's going to be a dry stretch, I'll certainly keep it straight up and down. And then at the end of the season, I'll turn it so that it doesn't hold water all winter and get gross. When I turn it out, it'll allow it to drain instead of holding on to any moisture, because we do get a lot of rain in the winter, but our summers are dry. All in all, like I've said it a few times, I am really stoked about this. I'm so grateful that these guys, that Vego sent this to me. I do have an affiliate link that I'll put in the comments along with a discount code in case you guys want to give it a try. Like I said, I'll keep you posted when I do my garden tours throughout the season. We'll stop by and check in on this and make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to do. But I have really high hopes. So far, it looks great. It's pretty nice looking too. Very sleek. Okay guys, that's going to do it for this video. Looking forward to using this EZCube self-watering planter. Can't wait to take you guys along as we try it out all summer long. And yeah, links in the description. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!